Hey guys, Rodney Walker here with Grant Central USA, and today I'm excited to have another wonderful Grant Writing Apprentice, Keandra Buchanan, who's coming to us from the Georgia area. Welcome, Keandra.
Thank you.
I'm excited to have you today, and I'm excited about what you guys are doing. You and your husband are up to some really special things out that way, and I want to dig all into that. But tell me where you're originally from.
So that's a little bit of a challenging question when people ask that. I'm a military brat, so I'm from like
Ah,
everywhere.
okay. So all over the world. But great. And you landed in the Georgia area. Tell us about where you guys are located.
Yes, we are in Atlanta, Georgia, on the south side of Atlanta right now, and I've been here personally about 3 going on 4 years now.
That's awesome. And you guys got some big things in plan to help make that area an even better place with some of the work that you guys are doing with young people. Tell us about the name of your nonprofit organization that you guys are forming, and also tell us about some of the cool things that you guys have planned.
Okay, so the organization is called Black Business Chamber, and Black Business Chamber was created because there's a lot of minority business owners, and it's very common for people to be like the only person in like their circle or like out of their friends or family who have a business, and so it's very challenging to talk to another friend who has no interest in a business at all or anything like that. So if you have an issue or problem and you go to your friends about it, they're not really going to be able to give you good advice or anything like that. So it was very important to us to be able to create a circle of people or to create an organization so that you can come to a group of people like, hey, this is the issue that I'm having, or I need help with this. And maybe we know somebody or somebody within the organization knows somebody else that knows the answer or whatever the case might be. So we just really wanted to create something for us to be able to come together and also have like-minded people, because we actually open it up to people who might want a business or people who just have like-minded the like-mindedness to wants to create better for the community, who just wants to strive for better.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And so you guys are creating that circle of influence and also help support that, as you rightly pointed out, is oftentimes absent. And you guys are getting ready to fill that void. So that's great. Tell me this. When did the ideal hit you and your husband?
So we actually started working on this in June. I believe it's June 15th is when we were like, you know what, let's get this going. It came to my husband like kind of like in a dream. And he's like, God kind of told him like, I'm not done with you. Like I got more for you. Like, you have a bigger purpose to serve. And so this idea kind of came all about and like in a full circle. And so we're like, okay, let's get started. So we started in June and it's just been rolling since then. And it's been amazing. It's awesome. I'm really enjoying it. I'm very passionate about helping people. And then one aspect that we create within is to be able to teach these skills to youth, to the kids, because we need to be able to teach the next generation. That's something that lacks in our community. I feel like, we have people who are inventors and creators. This earth would not be what it is today without our ancestors.
Yes.
And so it's like, if imagine if they were to be able to pass that along to us, where how much further along we could be in life right now. So it is time for us to make sure that we are taking the skills that we know and being able to pass it to the next generation so that they can pass it on to the next generation and just creating generational wealth.
Wow, that's awesome. And it sounds like you guys have really been hitting the ground running because this idea came to you guys this year then. So this June.
Yeah, this past June 2020.
Wow. So
Yes.
you guys both have really been hitting the ground running. And then you guys said that you're going to add this whole aspect on for young people. And that was important. Did you have like something like that when you were growing up, or how did that part come about, having an interest to say, hey, let's create this for the next generation? Because oftentimes I find that people maybe have had that or maybe didn't have it and they're getting ready to fill in the gap. Which one was your story?
I didn't have it. I did
Okay.
not have anything like that. In fact, I did not have the mindset of business until maybe 2 years ago. My husband had the business mindset and I didn't. And oddly enough, we were on our anniversary, and I remember being in Bass Pro Shop looking at a boat, and for some reason, my mind just like went down like this whole spiral, like, hey, we can buy this boat, and like it came into like this whole business thing about take people on trips and stuff like that. And so it like since then it's just like my mind has just been opening up to just different things, and it's just blowing up. I have experience working with youth. I've actually been working with kids all my life for the most part.
Uh-huh.
Now my mom used to do daycare in her home, and then prior to moving out here to Georgia, I used to live in California, and over there I worked with youth as a family support counselor. So
Awesome.
I miss that interaction with the kids because that's something that I am truly passionate about, is working with the youth and being able to help people. And it's something that I lack. So this has given me so much passion to the points where I'm like, I'm ready to quit my 9 to 5. Like I need this to get going because I need to be working in my passion. Like it's just really proven to me that I, I just need more in life. And this is providing that for me. So
That is
I'm really
really
excited
special.
about it.
That's special. That's special because it's like your husband started out with this dream, and then you and both of you guys realize, hey, there's some needs that haven't been met in the community, and then you guys decided to fill in a gap, and then that it sounds like a yearning that you had to get back to help these young people because you
Yes.
had a history of doing it, and now you and I got a chance to get connected. How did that happen? Tell us about that.
So we have a nonprofit organization, and so we were trying to figure out, okay, well, how can we get funds, because we want to do a lot, but we don't have the money to do everything that we want to do. So someone told us about grants, so we're like, oh, okay, yeah, like that's cool. And so we went looking into getting a grant, and the person was wanting half of what we were asking for. So I'm like, okay, well, if you want half of what I'm asking for, that means I need to ask for even more. And I was like, okay, this is just crazy. So I remember just sitting there like, man, I wish someone would just, just take the class or just learn how to do it themselves. And I'm like, why don't you do it yourself? So I was just
Ding.
right. So I'm just sitting there, and I had my phone and I just started Googling, and I was actually looking into doing it at a school. And I was like, okay, well, what school? And then with us having such a big dream and trying to help our community, I didn't know necessarily if you would need the right professors to make sure that they're actually going to be giving you all that you need to be successful, because sometimes they might hold back when they're like, what you're doing is too strong. You
Mm.
know, that's just, where my mind was going. So, I'm on Google and I'm like, okay, to do this, it's going to take a year, 2, 3 years, who knows how long, just to get a degree in it. And I don't know how successful that's going to be. So I so happened to come across something on, I forget which it wasn't Meetup. It was on one of your um I cannot remember exactly which thing it was, but one of your ads popped up, and I was able to sign up for a meeting. So I signed up for the meeting. I listened to that. I'm like, okay, this is good. This is good. And then I signed up for the mailing list. So I was getting your emails. So as I get your emails, I'm looking at the videos, and I'm like, you know what? I'm ready. And this is like in December.
Wow.
And so I think December, the week of the 11th, or was it December 11th? It might have been December 11th, because I know that when I was like, okay,
Uh-huh.
let's do this. So, I signed up to talk with you. And when we spoke, I was like, okay, yeah. And for me, I didn't necessarily have the funds to do it, but I knew it was a desire that I had, and I knew God would provide. And so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to take a leap of faith and do this. And you know, thank God I was able to make it through and not struggle at all, and be able
Wow.
to completely, I really think this was like God given. Like God was like, this is for you. You're gonna do this. I got you. Just do it. Take a leap of faith.
Wow. Wow.
So
And so you stepped out and did it. And not
yes,
only did you step out and did it, you did an awesome job. You did an awesome job during this time. And it was just a pleasure having you in the cohort and getting a chance to go through that experience. So what was the experience like for you, having known zero in this whole grant writing space. And now, right, being in the thick of an apprenticeship program, what was that like for you? And tell us, what was this, maybe the scariest part, and what was the best part for you?
So the experience altogether has been amazing. Um, I was just really excited to do it. I remember just like I literally have this calendar, and I on that day, like the first day we met, I put like this sticker on there saying like, oh, this is like, I made a mark like saying that, oh, it's gonna be a great day. It's like the best day, like, start to new beginnings. And the process was really good. I don't think it really hit me until towards the end. And I was like, oh my God, okay. Like it's this is a lot of work. So
It
just going
is.
through like the editing and just figuring out what to write. And I'm like, okay, this is new. So like, the organization is new. So the history part, I was like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to put in history? Like we're new.
Yeah.
We've done a lot since June. So I was able to put that information there, even though it did not pertain to the particular program that we
Uh-huh.
wanted to create for the youth that I wrote the grant for within the apprenticeship. And it still worked out. So I was like, okay. Because I was stressing out, like, oh my gosh, like, this is new. How are you writing a grant for something that's this new? But I mean, I had the support from you and then Janice, who I was in the cohort with, has been amazing. And just experience even having somebody there has been really good, because me and her actually like we'll text and we keep up with each other. And I really think that she's someone I would keep up with, like moving forward. Like I think we, built this relationship that we will always have each other's back and continue to help each other if we
Yeah.
have any questions. So like I said, overall, it's been an amazing experience. I loved it. And I'm grateful that I was accepted to do this and that I did do this.
Well, you've done an awesome job. So give yourself a pat on the back for doing that. The other thing is you had a chance to go through it in the cohort, and that's a beautiful thing when you do the cohort, getting a chance to develop those friendships that sometimes can really bloom and blossom, and that happened for you, which is awesome. Now, what's your goal, and how much are you desiring to raise over the course of this next year?
So my goal is $200,000 to do, and that would entail a couple of different projects that we have in mind.
Mhm.
But for this year, that is my goal to accomplish. I have like about 5 different things. I think it's like 3 to 5 different things that I'm wanting to do this year. So
Awesome. Awesome.
yeah.
And I'm sure you're going to accomplish that goal. In fact, I want to have you back once you hit that goal. You let me know, Rodney. Being, I've already submitted my grant, and here's that letter of acceptance. And what we're going to do, we're going to celebrate together once that happens. And so, is this first grant proposal going to be for some of the youth things that you're doing, or for some of the other parts of the nonprofit that you guys are formulating?
So it will be for the youth program. We want to be able to get that up and running. Ideally, it'd be awesome if we get started with the school year. So in August, and then
Okay.
just kind of going with the school year. And the way we have it set up, it will be like a year-long program. And so we'll go
Uh-huh.
with the school year. And the summer, they'll be partnered up with someone in a business, and then graduating right before the next school year ends or starts. I'm sorry. So.
Awesome. So tell us about the program. Tell us what it is, and tell us what it's going to do and all that good stuff.
Okay, so the program name is Generation Next Entrepreneurship Program. And the goal is to teach youth, and in particular, but not limited to youth who have come from low income families or just at risk youth. And the goal is to be able to teach them about entrepreneurship, what it is, what it entails, how can you start a business, and we just want to teach them all the different aspects so that by the end that they have a business that they can, if they want to actually go full-fledged with opening the business and actually operating it, that they're able to. Because I feel like we lack that in the community, and also wanting to teach them about generational wealth, because I don't think I really knew about generational wealth until a couple of years ago. It wasn't
Uh-huh.
something that was in my vernacular. It wasn't something that my family spoke of. So I think it's very important to get that instilled into the youth at a young age, so they have something to grow towards or to strive for. And then just being able to have their own business that's in a passion of their own, and not just like, okay, well, I'm about to go work at Walmart because it's a job and I can make money, but it's not something they're passionate about. I
Yeah.
think it is very important to work in something that you're passionate about and that is like, created for you. There's just so much opportunity out there. And so it's time for us to be able to create that and to show the youth these opportunities so they don't have to make the same mistakes that we did or go the long route. Like for me, I don't think school is necessary for everybody. School is not for everybody. If you want to be a doctor, please go to school.
Please.
But there's certain things you can go to, like do a trade school for, and that's way less time than going to like your regular 4 year school, 4 year college.
Mhm.
And they'll save time and not be wasting on electives. There's so many electives that I took that I'm like, what was the point of that? For me,
Exactly.
I was raised either go to military or go to college. Like you, it's one or the other. This
Uh-huh.
was never brought up. It was never taught. And so I think sometimes even though, yeah, opening a business might be a risk, but it's a risk that we need to take because do you want to say, I wonder what if, or do you say, hey, at least I tried? You know what I mean? So that's just the way that I think about it because I would rather, when I leave, I'd rather say, hey, at least I tried it rather than I wonder what if,
Wow,
you know?
that's well said. And I concur with you because it's like low risk, low reward,
Yep.
high risk, high reward. So, and I'm really appreciative of what you guys are doing. I know you guys are going to do well, and I know the community is going to be the better because of programs like this. Now, let me ask you this. Is the program, I know it's in the Atlanta area. Do you have plans to expand into other parts of Georgia or even nationwide, or is it really going to just be focused wholly in that area the whole time?
So that is an awesome question. So actually, we do want to be able to expand the Black Business Chamber in general. We want that to be able to open up anywhere worldwide. So if we have someone, let's say, we actually have someone in California who will be opening up one eventually on the high desert area. But
Awesome.
someone in Jamaica, if you want, to say, hey, I want to be a part, I want to open up a chapter out here, that is something that we want to be able to do. And then we would be finding the need in that community and then going towards that need. Like I know the need in the high desert is for a youth center. We
Mhm.
already discovered what the need is out there. So that is something that we will be working on is creating a youth center so that the kids can have somewhere to go because they lack that in that community. The kids are just troubled because they have nothing else to do. So it is
Sure.
definitely something that is open to worldwide. We do
Awesome.
want to expand. Absolutely.
Awesome. Because I know there's some people listening right now that probably have a similar interest, like, well, I want to do something with young people and maybe help out in this entrepreneurship thing as well. And maybe there's some people that listen today that may be in the Georgia area that may want to even be a part of that. If they want to be a part of something like this, are there opportunities for them to be able to connect with you guys so that they can maybe help out either financially or help out by lending some helping hands and doing some work, helping with these young people and the other parts of the business chamber?
Absolutely. So we're open to like members and if you just want to volunteer because we do cleanups and stuff like that. So if you just want to participate in cleanups or just, one of the different things we have going on, please reach out to us. You can contact us at 470-437-7010. You can follow us on Instagram at Black Biz Chamber, and that's BIZ for Biz Chamber. And then I am on LinkedIn. I'm still working on the profile, but you can also find us under Black Business Chamber, and that's the full business, not just the biz. And reach out to us, and we're welcome to everyone. Like we're open ears. It's still in the beginning process, so we're just wanting strong people to be who actually want to help and who want to be a part of that process. Because, like I said, with it being so new, this isn't a ready build. We don't have a building yet. So we need people who are willing to do the work and to put in the work to get to where we need to go be.
That's
So
awesome. And
it's
I
huge.
love that you guys are in the process of building something more important than the building. You're building lives. And I love
Yes,
that. So count me in already. I
yes.
love whenever the time makes itself available. I love to have a session that I like to donate to speak to some of your young people to encourage them in on their journey. And there may be some others that have out there that may have some things that they may be able to help out with different things. So that is awesome, awesome, awesome. Miss Buchanan, thank you so very much
Thank you.
for all that you guys are doing. I'm really excited. We're going to be following you, keeping up with you, and making sure that we stay tuned to see some great things happen. And I know that you and your husband are doing very well, and I'm cheering for you. Okay, I'm cheering for you. So thank you for doing such an excellent job, and thank you for sharing some of your story with us on today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, guys out there, remember, be like Miss Kendra here, who was brave, she was bold, and she's been brilliant. And remember, I want you guys to always take charge. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.